beginning stages, even probably like you know, like you're getting your business out there and you're asking people for input. Hey, feedback. What do you think about these beans? Do you like it? Don't you like it? If you don't like it, what about it don't you like? I'm all good for feedback. Tell me if you don't like it, I'm okay. You're not going to hurt my feelings, right? So I had a friend give it to one of his coffee connoisseurs, and it was probably weeks later after he gave it to his friend. He came back to me. He's like, dude, my friend loves your coffee. And I was like, oh, that's awesome. He's like, he does have some feedback for you. And I was like, oh, okay. I was like, okay, great. What is it? And he's like, if you lower the temperature 1 or 2 degrees, it would be really good.
Like perfect. If you just knock off those 2 degrees that you added to it.
To the number that God told me to put it on. Exactly. And I was like, what? I was like, wait, what did you say? And he told me that again. He's like, yeah, he said, and I was like, that's very specific. And he's like, yeah, I thought so too. And I was like, whoa, I still avoided it. Isn't it funny how we don't learn our lesson, right? And so finally it was like sometime later, right? Sometime later, and I'm sitting there in the middle of a batch because I pray in tongues when I roast. So I'm just like, it's my God time, right?
Right.
And so I'm in there doing that, and all of a sudden the Holy Spirit tells me, I make all things new. And he said that to me as soon as I looked over at the temperature on the roaster. He said that to me, and I was like, what? I was like, I know you do that. He was like, listen to me. I make all things new.
So forget the old number and what it meant.
It broke me. I bawled my eyes out because I was like, oh my gosh, you were so right. I'm like, you are the creator of everything. Just because a world has a number associated with like a meaning or a definition doesn't mean that's what it means.
Right.
So I listened. And I was like, fine, as much as it, even still this day, I can still put it to the number, and there's still that little something inside where it's kind of, and I'm like, shut up. You know, like, I don't need to hear that anymore. Like, there's that healing. There's that other stuff that's a part of that.
Right.
So anyway, so I do that. So anyway, we do that for a living. So Copperfox Coffee Roasters, that's who we are.
Okay.
Coffee with a purpose, coffee with a heart. Okay.
All right.
What that simply means, Angela, is this. Not only do we make great coffee because I love the way I roast coffee because I love a nice medium roast and like lighter. I'm not a dark roast guy like I've been mentioning.
Right.
Not that there's anything wrong with that, but I prefer it medium or lighter, okay? But having said that, 10% minimum of our proceeds go to fight human trafficking. Minimum.
Okay.
So that's the heart behind it all. So going backtracking to the very beginning of the church I was affiliated with, we're doing a coffee shop and we're going to give money to the these orphans and all this stuff. Well, the church is no longer exists, okay? So that never happened. So it was one of these things where it's like me and Laura were like, well, what are we going to do with this? And so we're like, well, we're just going to continue to roast coffee. And it's like, well, where are we going to give our money? And we're like, well, we'll just pray and we'll continue to ask.